Welcome to Shomach Shov on the Daf. Your sponsor, Nishma Sam Yakashom Leabas Yitzchok. We're holding in Sanhedrin Daf Yud. The Gemara in the end of the base explains the Shito of Shimon Gamliel that says that Ibur and Shanah, you start with 3 dayonim, continue with 5, and you end with 7. Why do you have 3, 5, and 7? So the Gemara brings two explanations. Explanation number 1 is connected Birkas Kohanim. Because Birkas Kohanim, the first pasuk has 3 words, the second pasuk has 5, and the third pasuk has 7. The second explanation of the Gemara is that it's connected to 3 levels of people that are around the king. There's 3 that are considered to be Shomer Asaf, there's 5 which is Miroi Pnei HaMelech, and there's 7 Roi Pnei HaMelech. Now Rashi really explains a little bit the second shot, and he says that when we speak about Ibur Shana is mitachsisi malchus shamayim. You're doing here what HaKadosh Baruch Hu is supposed to do down here in the world. And because Malchusa de Rekia came Malchusa de Hara, so when we have a Gilui of the Malchus Hashem down in the world, we do 3, 5, and 7, which is the 3, 5, and 7 people around the king down here in the world. And the Bnei Yissaschar in Chodesh Adar Mamar Daled adds to it that what's the pshat that we right now here doing Tachsis Milucha? Because usually the regular months, they have a regular mazel up there in Shemaim. It's done almost naturally. Obviously, the Beis Din has to do Kiddush HaChodesh, but the month is there anyway. But the 13th month is what our Am Yisrael is creating. It's not something which is automatic. And there's no mazel in the 13th month. So you're creating something new. It's a new creation. It's a new bria. And he says that's the reason that Haman, when Haman did his goyrel, it fell in Chodesh Ibur. And that Chodesh, there's no mazel, so Am Yisrael is not under the mazel, therefore they are able to overcome Haman. But we still need birur. What's the pshat in this 3, 5, and 7? And especially in Birkas Kohanim, we're talking about the number of words in each pasuk. What is the shaykhis to the 3, 5, and 7 in Ibur Shana? So the Maharal Chidush HaGados says what we could call a classic Maharal. The Maharal gives us the concept. What is the number 3, 5, and 7? He says, the number 1 is Echad Yochid Miyuchad Keneged HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We don't have a revelation of this in this world. In this world, there's nothing which is 1. Why? Because the smallest thing that you can imagine is a line. Everything you have has a beginning, has a middle, and has an end. So even the smallest dot has right, left, and middle. Even when a person imagines the smallest thing in the world, it does have a right, left, and middle, and that's called 3. 3 is representing right, beginning, middle, end. Now the next stage is once you have a line, you have beginning, middle, and end, it's still not something which is in existence, because you need to have also the width. So when you're creating something that has a length and width, that's represented in the number 5, because it's 4 lines in the middle. But even when you get to an area which has a width and a length, you can't put it in the world. In this world, everything is a 3 dimensions. You need to have not only width and length, you also have to have height. And that's represented with the number 7. Because every cube, every item in the world has the elements of a cube, which means 6 sides, up, down, right, left, front, back, and the middle, which is the 7th. So in other words, the way things appear in the world is, it starts in the smallest nekuda in the mind. It's a 3, and then when it becomes width and length, it's a 5, then it becomes the actual item, it's a 7. So Zog the Maharal, that's what Birkas Kohanim is all about. Because Birkas Kohanim is to bring a bracha to the world. So the start of the bracha is 3, that's why it's 3 words in the pasuk. Then when it starts developing, it becomes 5. And when the Maaseh comes down to the world, it's a 7. And this is the idea of the Ibur Shana. We start with 3 to start the concept. Then it goes to 5 when it comes to be something which is a little more debatable. You already have something more tangible to talk about. But then when you want to do Ibur Shana, you have to get to 7. And he continues to say that's also really the 3, 5, and 7 regarding the Melech. The reason why you have these numbers is because the king is 1, he represents number 1, and his Ishpashtus goes from 3, 5 to 7, connected the things that we mentioned. The Ben Yoyada adds another nikud over here. He says 2 explanations why Birkas Kohanim connects to Ibur Shana. And in the second explanation, he brings the Medrash Shmois Rabo Tesvov Chof, and I saw many other Mefarshim bring this Nekuda, because the Medrash there says that when they do Ibur Shanah, so then comes a special light. Yotza Or Mi Beis HaMedrash Ubo Lifneim. There's a special light that comes from Shemayim to Beis HaMedrash. Then they know HaKadosh Baruch Hu is agreeing with them. And that's what it's Shenema Zorech B'choshech Oyer LeYesharim. There's a special that comes in the darkness to people doing Ibur Shanah. Says the Ben Yoyada also, when the Kohanim do Birkas Kohanim, there's a special light that comes from Shemayim. And that's why the Kohanim have to cover their hands. And now look at the hands, because through the hands comes a special oil from Shemayim. So mainly Ibur Shanah and Birkas Kohanim are similar to each other. Can both you have the oil of Shechina coming down to the world? And to come and add over here the Bnei Yisrael that we started with, that when you have Ibur Shanah, there's a special Indian, the creation in the world, which is connected, corresponds to Birkas Kohanim, a special bracha coming to the world. So that's why you learn one from each other. We touched here a little bit in Dvarim Amukim Moed. Anyone who wants to join the Shomachshava email list to WhatsApp group, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.